But then his other 3 kids live near Sydney. Yeah, big kids. He has 4 kids. 4 kids, yeah. And 2 with you. No, it's none with me. Nothing. No, I had 2. It's the first guy. This is my second man. Yeah. Good. Hi.
Hi.
And we missed you. Yeah.
So how are you? Huh? Did you?
No, see, Linda. Well, actually, I've been around. I was here yesterday.
Oh, you are yesterday. Achha. Either of you are not coming, not here. That's why didn't see each other maybe.
Yeah.
So how about you?
Fine.
Fine?
Just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a good trip? How's your eyes?
Huh?
Your eyes are still healthy?
Eyes are healthy, but I think reading glass, I don't know. It gets, no, it is the, according to prescription, but
You have your
we'll have
old
to,
glasses?
it takes maybe adjusted. Huh?
Do you have your old glasses? The old ones?
No, I have given away.
No. Put them on.
No, this is the corrected. This is according to prescription, this is done.
But the other ones work. You could have saved money.
Oh.
The old one, I put my old ones on in the morning because I can't read, and I read fine with the old ones.
Oh.
I take them off, and I'm, at the end of the day, because I try to read.
And too much reading, after sometimes it becomes a little different, hazy. And the fonts of the many things, I was in the phone. I couldn't read anything, but what small letter things come, very taxing on the eyes.
You have to make it big in the phone.
Yeah.
Do that.
You can change the font size on the phone to be big.
That's what I do. Me too. Phone. Yeah.
But it's a botheration to read.
Yeah,
To push right and left, right and left.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing or the other.
Anyhow.
She had her surgery, both eyes on the same day.
Yeah, she did both eyes on the same day.
That could have been done.
And then she drove back to home.
Is it?
Yeah.
The hospital had a lot of trouble if they knew that I did.
We're not supposed to tell. It's
Really?
a secret.
I did not, the doctor did not know.
Oh, doctor also didn't know.
No, I snuck. I gave him $10. The guy who was wheeling me.
Oh.
I gave him $10. I says, I don't need this.
Oh, you took out the patches.
You took out the patches. It was okay.
Yeah, they say that it is not needed. The patches I am giving just for your sleeping.
Protection.
Unnecessarily you may just scratch this way, that way. Otherwise it is not needed.
Yeah,
and you can really, you don't need it because you can have the vision immediate.
Yeah.
Immediate.
And you don't need protection from sun or anything.
That they give another UV protective thin temporary plate.
Yes,
they give.
From plastic.
Plastic for temporary few days.
Yes.
But you can use it other.
I have this one for. I have one for the sitting at the shrine.
Yeah, I have one or two like that.
You have
sitting
just
at
like
the
this?
shrine.
Oh,
Why do you do that?
The lights.
Sometimes,
So bright.
sometimes, light becomes sometimes bright. Okay, so
Your trip was good?
yeah, overall it was good.
What is the center in Brisbane like? Is it big?
Oh, it is big.
Yeah.
That shrine can accommodate at least 50 people.
Wow.
But there was, because celebration, it was more. A big space, 50 acres of land in the wooded area.
Wow.
The entire
That's nice.
50 acres.
Wooded area.
acres of, but it is not, road entrance point is okay, but behind is huge plot of land.
Wow.
And they have plan for extending, doing something.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
They could do retreats there and
Now
everything.
they can do.
Do they
That's
have
a-
animals in the wood?
Yeah, there is very common animals, what is called
Kangaroos.
Yeah.
kangaroos,
Right?
living kangaroos.
What part of Australia is Brisbane in?
Gold Coast, north.
For the North.
Brian's, what is it called? Brian's beach. Brian Beach, they call. So I thought Brian was a poet also. So Brian's
Oh,
beach.
Byron.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm misspelling.
After
Byron.
Lord Byron.
Lord
the
Byron.
Poet. Yes.
Byron, Lord
right.
Byron.
Byron.
Yeah, I forgot the name. I was misspelling. Byron's beach.
British.
British.
Swami, is it true that Swami Sarvadevananda started 5 centers
Already.
in Australia? 5
Yeah,
different
already
centers?
the center was going on, and one Swami he has appointed who was trained under him. Okay, I'll rather make some time, 5-10 minutes, brief talk.
Okay.
In the
At tea time.
At that time.
no, tea time, everyone will be
At the
discussing
night
things.
class.
Night
the
class,
night
huh?
class.
So that,
Because everybody's going to ask you
Everybody
again.
wants to
Yeah.
ask you.
and then everyone will know.
Okay. That's
You look
good.
a little tired. You're still jet lagged. Jet
Yeah,
lagged, yeah. You just got back yesterday. Huh?
that's okay.
Yeah. Coming
It-
home is harder
You're going to
than
have
going.
tea
Is
and
it?
talk
Yes.
now.
Mhm.
You get used to it. You're out of it for a while, huh? A few days.
Yeah. No, Australia is a beautiful country because of space out, number of population is very thin, so people are well behaved. They are very kind, and their speed is not like or
They're more relaxed.
more relaxed, and so no one tries to overtake or honk or very
Not
everyone
too
understands.
impatient.
Everyone understands slow pace. Slow.
Did you find that too? I'd like to visit.
So yeah, we have so many places there. Already he has started the few centers. Sydney is the headquarters. Like Hollywood is the headquarters. The Swami Sarvadevananda has appointed one of his trained sadhu to Brisbane, who actually worked seriously to build up that center. What a beautiful architecture! What a beautiful shrine! If you see through like this, Thakur Ma Swamiji sitting into plain glass white octagonal shrine is octagonal, and Thakur Ma is sitting, and a beautiful design on the woodwork is brought from Mysore in India. Special design, the carving and things, and it like the Thakur is covered like this with a piece of wood like that at the back also. And then you can see through that as if Sri Ramakrishna is sitting in between the trees.
It's like Ridgely.
In the trees.
The Ridgely has that
On
kind
the
of
tree?
a shrine.
You can see the,
Oh,
that.
because behind you.
Yeah, I can see Ridgely.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. How are you? Jaima.
About Melbourne?
Sydney, I didn't go to Melbourne, but Melbourne, Sydney, the Perth, Adelaide, all these places, one center. One Swami is posted. And he is also trying to start a center in retreat center in a place called Groi. It's a full of nearby small sleeping town is there.
Does he have monastics? Does Swami have monastics? Monastics. Monks? Does he have monks and nuns?
No nuns,
No,
monks.
but monks.
In Ramakrishna order there is no nuns.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The mon-
Only here. This is very
Here in San
in
Francisco.
San Francisco. That's about it.
And one day I went to this their Sarada Mott also. But I thought that they leave closed. No, they have a lecture hall in one place. And there one gentleman, local gentleman, he lives there. And so he opened the door and took us to the lecture hall. A small place.
You know, Akanapara many years was at Saradamat in Australia.
Australia.
But
Okay.
she had to come back because supposedly the nuns were not allowed to go anywhere.
Anywhere. Nuns were no. They can go anywhere, but with proper reason, and not one, two ladies.
That's
They
what she
should
said.
rigid, very rigid
Very
monastic
rigid,
rules.
She came back very quickly.
It was not for American people to be joining. No one is there. If you make too much rigid rules,
Right.
that's why we are too relaxed. You go, and it is, it is too much from the Indian standpoint. That is very natural. But for the modern time, I also don't think that should be too much. But because there is the first organization, monastic in Indian tradition, so naturally they are very rigid because in Buddhism, the downfall of Buddhism happened because of this looseness. So they want to tighten it very strongly. But sometimes too much tightening also breaks the rope.
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's why no one joins there. No one could stay there.
Swami Sarvadevananda didn't even let a lot of women in the monastery, in the kitchen. Now it's everybody comes in.
Oh, really?
But, oh, yeah. You know,
In early days,
just look at a woman, she's in the monastery kitchen, and I remember this is when I started,
It was a long time ago.
a long time ago. But the monastery was primarily for men, They
What
wanted
about
to
people
know if
eating
you
in the eating?
Ring the bell, what do you want?
Yeah, what about in the dining room?
What about dining room?
that time it was
The
that,
whole place was like
that was different because there are too many monks were there.
Yes.
And then what they will do? They have their no work much. But now we are so much shortage of people. So much shortage of people. You go see Ghana, cannot walk. That's one person. You see Mark, he's also become old, weak. Myron, finish, and Mahayogananda.
That's it.
Who else?
Those are the only monks.
And then other Apovidananda, he only is with his happy. In the morning time once he can come for breakfast.
Yes.
And he's busy with so many things. We can't see him even whole day. Only morning time, breakfast time, he can manage.
But he
to
goes
come.
across the street all the time. I don't know.
He goes so many works are
With
there.
the garden.
Garden is there. Another office he has to
He has
be
an
in
office.
another place. Anyhow, so we are very, very much short-handed.
But we're getting somebody new, right?
Who?
When? And isn't your assistant minister coming soon?
We are in the hope of coming already so much. How many months gone? March, I went
More
there.
than a year.
No, that forget. 2 years passed. 3 years passed. One monk was to come as assistant. Vice Chancellor Maharaj. That is gone. And now another Swami is to come. I think he has not finished his passport yet. So to prepare his passport, then we'll have to collect data, then we'll have to submit those papers here. Then it will take this government has its own process of scanning, screening. It will take 5-6 months or even 9 months. Then he will get then he will get an interview call there in India. And if they think that they pass that examination, then he is planning which day he will come. That can be decided. So it is all in the air now. Hope someday it will happen.
Swami, we're here to help also. We're here to help also.
Yeah, well, that is the point. But being a monastery also you have certain restrictions as I was talking. Though in the kitchen only now it goes. But monastery cannot day and night cannot be taken care. And there's one crazy guy is coming. What is his name? That guy.
Oh yeah, that guy's coming back.
Oh, now and then he keeps this entire place full of anxiety and tension.
Really? He's coming?
I don't know.
David, his name is David.
David.
And that guy who comes and he sometimes shouts, and I shall put fire, I'll gun and kill you all, and this and that.
I don't know that.
I just met him, saw him from the temple.
Today he came again.
Yeah.
Today police was
I
called.
said the police is called. And
Because of him?
so here's
Well,
the
if
day.
someone threatens with a gun, it has to
Yeah,
be
he
had a
taken
gun now?
seriously.
No,
He
that
doesn't have one.
no, he's a crazy guy. Crazy guy, young man. But when he's well behaved, he comes for food and things sometimes. But other time he's not in his frame of mind. He shouts and he uses foul words, and he angry with.
And he broke that door also.
And that's what I heard.
Where's this
Yeah,
guy?
the glass door on the White House.
Yeah, one night he at 1 o'clock he came, and our Sunday school where with the children,
Yes.
that room he threw a stone and I'll kill you, and then throw a stone, and it broke through, and the police was called at 2 o'clock, and then like that.
Oh.
Night 2 o'clock. So it is, he's angry guy, he will come what time. He's angry with the sadhus because what he wants to stay inside, he wants to go inside, he is to need food, and he's on drugs sometimes maybe.
And there was a way of removing him from here. Oh,
How do you do that?
put him into
Restraining
prison.
order
Huh?
or something.
The police put him
Police has much bigger thing.
Hospital or something.
Police has come already maybe 2-3 times.
No,
Police
I mean, they
reported.
should actually remove him and
Right.
put him into prison.
Prison one day they can prison. So
Yeah.
what is the rule? How you have to
It
follow
says
the
they don't
rule.
have a place for mentally ill people anymore.
No, they won't.
They used to in the old days, but now they just leave them on the streets.
Wasn't there Ronald Reagan who let them go?
Probably. Did all kinds
One day he put some fire, and one burned paper was found in front of this
I think it's very
this
dangerous.
house.
It should be something
Oh, that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And that was reported to police, and that police was shown this is the burned paper here, and in front of this our
That's
bathroom.
really dangerous.
So crazy person, what he will do what, and
And there's this young Bengali boy used to come. He also threatened, I'm going to kill him. He was also mentally.
I
He
don't
came
know.
and told me he beat up his father.
anyhow he maybe came and went away, but he's coming now, and then he lives wherever. And when he called police, by that time he runs away, and police gives 1 or 2 rounds, finish, and then go back. We have our security guard. They also try to find, but they don't find. Today, after meditation, I was going, and I suddenly found that Shiva and that guide, the they came, and then now they came and could not find. By that time, he has left.
Where do the American nuns get trained?
They are trained here itself under the Swami. Asu.
So is there, does the mission or the order do anything to recruit new converts?
Recruit means we can recruit. Let them people come, then we can recruit. The same principle. It can be recruited in our headquarters for the monastics or any center. Okay, so let us go to page 181.
Yeah, 181.
I think we're on 181.
181.
Yes.
Page 181. So we are reading Kirtana.
Number 28.
Kirtana meaning that congregational music, singing, chanting the name of Lord and its glory. So last we read that Ajamila, who had transgressed all the dictates of Dharma in the page on 180. That Ajamila's story, that who has transgressed all the dictates of Dharma. He indulged in heinous acts and degraded himself and lived without any restraint, was to be consigned to hell. That's why, but he was saved without the least delay because he restored to the name of the Lord. He took the name of the Lord. We read that. For those who seek, that's the advice is this, those who seek salvation, moksha, there is nothing so effective in uprooting the sinful tendencies of the heart. We have in our mind negativities, all this lust, greed, all these bad tendencies. So the story talking about the Ajamila, who was engaged in doing all types of negative life, leading a negative type of life and heinous sinful activity. At the point of death, he remembered the name of Narayana, and by chanting the name of Narayana, so Narayan, he was protected. When his body was to be taken by the Jama's emissaries, no, they were touching him. The Narayana's guards, they said, no, you cannot touch. He is Narayan, take refuge in Narayana. So if you take refuge in Narayana, then the death has no jurisdiction there. So the glory of the name of Lord is so powerful that if anyone in our life, we take the name of the Lord, that itself has the power of removing all the sins and misdeeds. If Ajamila has done such heinous sin, we are not that bad. So whatever things, don't worry, you will be saved. So that is the inspiration here.
There is, in our Bhakti class in Malibu, we were reading something about that, and I told them the story you told us about how the man was calling his son Narayana, and the son, and he got enlightened because he called his son. And so then when it, I think it was Sita, or I can't remember her name, but Chitra and Sai, you know?
Chitra and Sai.
Yeah, so Chitra said, oh, I heard the story different. She said, I heard a man had 3 sons, and he gave them all the name of God so that he would remember on his deathbed. So there was like Narayana, Krishna, and Rama.
Wow.
And so he called them on his deathbed, and they all came running. And then he said, you're all here? Who's minding the shop? And then he died. So he missed it.
That is there are so many versions of the same thing, maybe in different places. But what he says, for those who seek salvation, that means the people like us who are seeking salvation, there is nothing so effective in uprooting the sinful tendencies. Sinful tendencies, that means that tendencies, my mind the word tendencies. A person doing all types of sinful things in whole life, at the point of maturity, they does not do any sinful activity. But the tendency in the mind as sanskara, very difficult to uproot. So the word is very meaningful here. One word, tendency. Sinful activity is sinful activity. When you are doing, you are bad, you are degrading your mind, no? Anger, frustration, lust, greed, all these negatives. But when it is done, it uproots the sinful tendencies of the heart as the chanting of the name of the Supremely Holy Lord. For a mind, when it is purified by the Lord's name, is never more drowned to evil deeds. It is Thakur said that when at the point of death, if you remember God's name, then you have no fear. Why? It is like he says that if you make the elephant, you can make the elephant clean. Then after you wash, and if you let it go, and then again it rolls down and make a mess around the body. But if after washing, if you push him into the what you call what is the term, stable or what?
Yes, cage or whatever.
The horse called stable, but what is the elephant?
Why do you keep elephants?
And anyhow, that
Elephant stable.
and clean, then they cannot be, even if there is nothing to be dirty again. So that is at the point of departure, if one takes name, that is so much glorified, because the last, forget all these things are done. But when it's washed away by the holy name, but I think they should have faith in the name also a little bit, God's name. But anyhow, but even you are aware of the glory of the name, even This story says even you do not know, you just unmindfully repeat the name of Lord. That power is there. So what will happen if you take mindfully? That is more important. That's why our practice goes on. They repeat the mantra. Is so much Holy Mother and others emphasize. Repeat the name of the Lord. Repeat the name of the Lord day and night, like that. For a mind purified by the Lord's name is never more drawn to evil deeds, whereas other purificatory rites are likely to taint one's mind with the qualities of rajas and tamas, which prompt one again to evil deeds. So this is the holy name, is such a thing. The other purificatory things means, as Ramakrishna said, you take a holy Ganga. When you are touching the Ganga, then no sin can touch you. So it has a purificatory agent, but for the time being. And when you are off from Mother Ganga, then again it comes back. So like that story, that it is, you go to holy association, your mind momentarily gets up. And when we go out of the situation, again it gets in its own state. The spiritual practice is such that it is made up. Why? At the point of death, the purpose is marana kale, anta kale, cha mameva anusmaran. Gita says, anta kale, at the point of ending time, the death, point of death, anta kale, cha mam eva smaran. Mam means me, eva only. Smaran means memory, remembering. Remembering me only at the point of departure from this body, they attain perfect siddhi. Why? Our whole life's practice is only to keep the mind in that, so that last moment we can think of God. You may say, why? Someone will, I will train everyone. They will play some, what you call, record player. That you, okay, Hari Nam, Nam, Nam. Where you will die, you do not know. What day it will be, who people will be around, and whether there will be anyone to remember for you, or you will be lonely in any place. Our death is uncertain, no? So, how do you depend on anything? So, the practice is such that at the point it remember. So, and the point is, here is the point. Remembering God at the point of departure is the focus here. So how to do that? If you buy your good luck and you call your son as Narayana and you are calling him and you have taken the name of Narayana and the Narayana appears, then you are clean. Okay, you are done. But for us, what will come in the last moment of, that will be your next birth. You think Rasagulla, you will have to come for Rasagulla next life again. It's called whatever last desire, no, last thought. So it is the other purificatory agent are there, but they have temporary effect. They may create some other difficulty. But this holy name is most purifying, and there is no more to be born again. Yes.
My name Simran comes from Smaran.
Smarana.
Yeah, the Punjabi word is.
Smarana. Simran. I saw other Punjabi ladies in our interfaith. There was another Simran there.
Yes,
Smaran.
I was saying that at the time of death, the person's mind is all wrapped up, it's not in the external world because the hearing is gone. So even if somebody is sitting there doing all kinds of ram nam, unless he is aware of it.
Yeah, but it is believed that hearing goes the last.
Oh.
All other organs fail one by one. Sight, smell, taste, touch. But sound is the last, then the soul is released. That is the idea. That's why holy name. Even you go away, it is said that the subtle body remains around this physical body, because this shirt I am wearing for a long time, I have little affinity for this shirt, no? This body shirt. So ordinary people, when after death, even you have no connection with the body, you say out of the body, but still you can see it, means you are little detached but still attached. So there is some sort of existence, and that name can stimulate the idea of God consciousness. External agency is only to stimulate the God consciousness, the idea of someone sings the holy song which you like. That's why I sometimes suggest you are before anyone who is dying, any spiritual thing that person likes. You are a Ramakrishna devotee, you will be benefited if someone uh, chants the mantra Hari Om Ramakrishna, like that. That's his chant has a Hari Om Ramakrishna, or most of the sadhus, most of the that has become a tradition now. Devotees also die, they chant this Hari Om Ram. Suppose he is a Krishna devotee, okay, saying Krishna's name, Hare Krishna, that can stimulate his. If he is a Christ devotee, read something about Christ or do to stimulate, because he's familiar with that thought days and days and days. Even you are not purifying, but what happened? Practice is practice. Every day you sit for meditation and you think of Krishna. Everything day you are a Christ Bhakta, you have a Christ mantra and you see Christ and repeat the Christ mantra again and again. Your mind is, with little stimulation, it can uh, give you the lift. So it is always uh, good, the dying person, to give some spiritual stimuli. Every gift is gift, but the greatest gift is this gift. If anyone can give, like a friend, he is the best friend, who can just last moment can help. That's why in a household life people happen. Oh, I have come, I am your son, you remember me. Don't say like that. Say that we are all here, but think of God. Ah, think of Ma. You say something. And that because so many years one has thought at Ishto Devata, Devi Ma, or Krishna, or Rama, or Christ, or whatever the goal, Saguna, Nirguna. Suppose a man who is a Vedantic man, chant before him, Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chitta Ninaham. One song can stimulate the mind into that, because that is his practice. So this is the, and that thought will lead the person from all types of activities which has been done is left behind, and the holy name then takes him to the plane where he will reside. It's like Ramakrishna's example again. The elephant has been washed away and pushed into a clean place. It cannot again fall down and make the body dirty. That is the last departure point. But the tendency, that's why the very word has been meant. Karma nibandha krintanam. Krintanam means cutting. Karma nibandham. The second, fourth, third line. Nata parang karma nibandha krintana. Karma, the bondage of karma will not be able to make any effect in him. এই যে তীর্থ পদানুকীর্তনা mumukshutam, that means who are practicing spiritual discipline and then they are thinking of, they cannot go to the holy places and other. So in that time this holy name is so meaningful and purpose. Who has changed it? Okay, now let us read today. Now 28th verse. Ajamila, while dying, uttered the name of the Lord. What we are talking about, no? Though indirectly, is not really remembering the Lord and calling his name Narayana. Ramakrishna was born of Narayana. He went, his father went to that place for the Gaya, that is the Gaya Dham is the name, and went for offering the last rites, which is kept after, is to be done in Hindu culture after 1 year, to at the feet of the Lord Narayana. So he did that for the forefathers, and he was sleeping, and that night he had a vision or dream, you can say. Then Narayana came, Narayana has 4 arms, no?
Vishnu.
Vishnu. Shankha. Shankha is the conch shell. Shankha Chakra is the discus, round. Shankha Chakra. Gada is the mace. And Padma, lotus. That is the 4 arm holding 4. That's a Shankha Chakra Gada Padma Dhari. So Narayana appeared divine and said, I like to be born as your son. And the Brahmin said, no, please don't do that. I am your poor guy. I have no means for my sustenance. I have no square meal someday. Such poor Brahmin, what shall I give you? But God said, no, don't worry, I will manage my food. Don't worry. And that's why he is born there. So Ramakrishna is considered as the avatar incarnation of Narayana. But also,
His
mother also had this Shiva.
For Shiva.
That's why Thakur, both Jnana and Bhakti, expressed more. Bhakti, outside, his father got that. And Jnana, he's full of knowledge and wisdom. So anyhow, so this is so he didn't mean that he is Narayana. This was Jamila. That's why he said, indirectly he was calling upon his son. That's why he is calling his son. By referring to his son. Yet he attained to the supreme state. What to speak then of those who utter it with faith? Suppose you are practicing every day, knowing that, oh Lord, you are Narayana, you are the Lord of the whole universe, oh Ramakrishna, you are the Lord of the whole universe. By your wish, the stars and planets and all the galaxies are coming into existence and doing their all duties. Billions and trillions of creation is running on, no? So I take refuge in you. If with that Ramakrishna one takes refuge, that Christ one takes refuge, where to come back again? That is with full knowledge. But here is an example given. He has no such thinking. But he inadvertently took the name. It's a bhakti. Bhakti is to stimulate our inner emotions, spiritual emotions, helping us this way. So one you can read. Can you read? Note this verse.
181. Yes. Note this verse indicates that, unlike some of its commentaries, the Bhagavata is not intolerant of the view that takes this episode as a eulogy, though its sympathy is more with literalism, as indicated in the succeeding verses. It should, however, be carefully noted that the intention of the Bhagavata text, in stressing the unqualified holiness of the name, is not to encourage wrongdoing.
That's the point. That means, okay, I do whatever I like, and last moment I will say Narayana, and I will be freed. Don't take that indulgence. The note is very important from that point. But to encourage that, take the name of the Lord. Then.
It is firmly held by the Vaishnava savants that knowing can be a more unpardonable insult to the name, Nama Parada, than entertaining such a light attitude towards the name as to consider it a cheap remedy available at one's choice and to sin in anticipation. Remembrance of God's name at death takes place only in the case of men whose whole life has been having a devotional trend, or Ajamilas, in an exceptional case, probably an instance of divine grace. It also highlights the unqualified greatness of the name, even in a purely objective sense. In pure grace, there can be no law or regulatory principle as in justice, or as is stated by Ajamila himself in a later verse, this good deeds in a previous life might have been the cause of this unexpected good fortune. In this view, grace is tempered with justice.
Yeah. So here you can say also why he got it. Apparently, he has done so many mischievous things. But why? Because in his past life, he has done tremendous spiritual practice. But because of some failures or frustration or some cravings. He is born, and to fulfill that desire, his whole life went like that. And when that desire is exhausted, all the potential practices gave result as a illumination. So two things: the glory of the name of Lord is here important. Second point is that it instigates us to do spiritual practice so that it comes spontaneously at the point of death. But this example people should not take as a license, because we are always very calculative. for for God, for worldly life is good, but for God also, everyone thinks how quickly I can do all these things, not clean here, not see fault with others, not do our own spiritual cleanliness inside, and criticizing everything and looking everything bad, 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 and one day my heart will be full of God. I don't make that wrong understanding. It is deceiving one's own self. So these are examples of inspiring us how we can be spontaneously coming to understanding the meaning. Nama aparadho, they have used a very beautiful word. In Vaishnava literature, this word is called Nama aparadho. Nama aparadho means you take the name, and if you don't think of the glory of the Lord, then you are doing some belittling the name. No? If you know the name and its significance in the full, then it is really taking the name. That's why Ramakrishna said, how long you need to do Sandha and Gayatri? How long you have to practice? Sandha means the spiritual disciplines in the evening with the rituals and chanting mantra and cleaning water, sprinkling as we do for our puja. We sit in the kushan, in a kushan, and then put the small ladle, big ladle, pour water, chanting mantra, Vishnu, 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 Nama, 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 Nama. Oh, how long? Until a time comes in the life when you utter the name of Lord, your whole body will be thrilled with joy. That is you have succeeded in understanding the meaning of the Nama. It is not a mere name. There are millions, billions people have billions of names. You are not calling that any name. But there are even, I say, Krishna. In India you go, 1 in 100, at least few people will find Krishna, Krishna. Rama name is very common. Ramachandra name, as a name. Jesus, in the name of Christ, how many Jesus are there in the world? You are calling that Jesus, who has done some killing or doing something and gone to jail and come out and going. Do you mean that? No, you mean that Jesus. So what you are meaning is also important with thinking. So this is an extraordinary example, as they have given two reasons maybe. There's a unconditional grace of God can do anything and everything. That is one point. Or he has done much good karma in that previous life. Oje, you know that you remember the ant hill which was grown around that yogi. The yogi was no. Yeah, one yogi was meditating and ant hill was growing, and he saw his eyes are like that, and he saw Narada passing by and say, "Hey Narada, where are you going?" "I'm going to the Lord." "Oh, will you ask how long? When? How long am I to wait? And when he will give his darshan, his vision?" Then he went back and came back, said 3 lives. And he got totally frustrated. Another 3 lives, I am doing so much austerity, now still 3 lives more. Suppose this person dies, what will happen? Frustration comes, or whatever comes, I do not know. At least this punna, this austerity, that is the force behind his life. May not be fully releasing him from all bondage, but he has done so much. Integrated effect of so much practice remains in the soul. No, in the next life, no, nothing wasted. The Gita says that nothing is. That's the point I'm saying. So this person, if he joins next life, suppose he is born, you find that he is a different person. From the early days, he is doing something else. You say, how he got it? Oh, he met a sadhu and sadhu blessed him and he became. Why the sadhu blessed and not me? If it is so, why you get so much spiritual benefit and I don't get it? How the recipient's mind, it is not the grace is not the question. If I go and someone gives me some special thing, if my mind is not prepared, I will make a bad meaning of it. Counter meaning. Everything will be misunderstood in the language. The mind will explain that. As you all understand, when you talk to your children, then you know. You say some in some sense and they take it in another sense. Even relationship is always like that.
Swami, we're two children with the same parents but different tendencies.
Different tendencies. Now, next one. Then what the emissaries of Vishnu told those of Yama regarding the holiness of the name is confirmed by Yama in his subsequent instructions to those very emissaries of his. Because these emissaries went back and reported that, the Vishnu's emissaries are protecting him because he has taken the name of Lord. Then Yama, the god of death, he also supports the idea. How is now explained. What is now explained? 29th verse. Nama Ucharana Mahatmam Hare Pashyata Putraka. The glory of the name, what is even uttered by the Ajamila, seeing the glory, Ucharana Mahatmam Hare, Ajamilo Pijanaivo, Mrityu Pasad Amu Muchat. He became totally freed from Mrityu Pas, the bondage of death. Dear boys, see the greatness of the divine name by uttering it alone. Ajamilo. Who is saying, dear boy? Who? No. Who is this, dear boys? Who is saying, dear boys?
Who's saying that?
It is the Jama, god of. No. It is the emissary. Jama's emissaries.
Oh, Yama's emissaries.
Went to their Jama Devata, under whose they serve. And that Jama Devata is telling to his followers, oh my child, you go, see the greatness of the divine name. By uttering it alone, Ajamila was released from the noose of death. The recital of the names of the Lord, indicative of his deeds and excellences, is not merely means, I say, here, he has added the not only names of name of the Lord, and N is capital. That's also you observe. Why it is given capital, not ordinary name. That name associated with the understanding of his spiritual meaning. So name of the Lord, indicative of his deeds and excellence. Whenever you think of Krishna, you think of the divine play of Krishna, all the divine message Krishna gave, all the divine life he lived. So it should associate. Every name always brings us some association. Any name, you call a name of Trump, immediately. No, it is a name only. From this analysis, Trump, what happens? You see what is coming in your mind. Not only that, whatever is coming, whatever he is speaking, whatever he is talking, how he is walking, how he is behaving with the other international, what you call the leaders.
How he combs his hair.
And also the image of a tower
also towers everywhere. You can think of Trump towers. So, see, name has such power.
Yeah. Well, corporations even spend a lot of money trying to figure out what to name their business because of the sounds and the connotations. Same thing with medications. There's special people that have a job of naming the medication.
Really?
See, because you say Sanjeevani. One in Ayurveda, there are names, different names. Sanjeevani Sudha, nectar of revitalizing your life. You are going to die, you will be rejuvenated into life. Suppose if that name simply comes, that name has attraction. That's why lecture topics, Some
Oh,
of
yeah,
our
you
teachers
always-
give very interesting topic, and that attracts many people. The topic itself has a, if you say sometimes reincarnation, you see a word. It is so popular anywhere. The topic reincarnation. You give the topic life after death, or give something which is very much connected. People can connect with some movies, with something, or then it has its own attraction.
The
Again,
secret of ta ta ta.
Huh?
Always they give it the name. The secret of da da da.
The secret of Bhagavata, secret of liberation, the
Right.
secret, instant step of God realization, instant step, one step God realization. So, so these will have their own attraction. But similarly, if you give some wrong wording,
Oh, yeah.
how to be a ghost,
Yeah.
who will come to listen to that talk? How to be a ghost? Ghost kingdom. How to reach ghost kingdom? So name, and that's why the name, recital of the name of the Lord, indicative of His deeds and excellences, because His deeds and excellences or the bad thing of the associated with the name will be. You have to think of the name and dispel. That's why it's called, when you chant the name of the Lord, it's called Tat Japa. Patanjali's yoga philosophy, it says Tat Japa. You repeat that mantra which Guru has given you, Tat Japa, but Tad Artha Bhavanam, and also think about the artha, the meaning of that mantra which Guru has given, that bhavana. Think of the thought, think of the meaning. Meaning is what? God is all love, God is all glorious. Think of the Ramakrishna mantra. So when you think of Ramakrishna, what you will think? Only Ramakrishna, or Ramakrishna associated with love, compassion, purity, ecstasy, samadhi, singing, dancing. A different philosophy will come, feelings will come, emotions will come with the name. So that is emphasized. Excellences is not merely a means of expiation of sins. Don't think I took the name of God, my sins will go away. No, not for that. But for what Ajamila attained by simply shouting Narayana, means calling to his son, to call his son at the time of death, was mukti, liberation from the cycle of birth and death. The merit of steady devotional practice must then be certainly much more done. Important is, that's why in our order we don't subscribe this idea of instant spirituality. Instant spirituality, even someone can give you, say Muktananda, I heard, he used to touch with the feather and you get some sorts of sensation. What?
Samadhi, something.
Not samadhi, some type of spiritual feeling or something. Say, Amritanandamayi Ma comes, no? Anandamayi. Ammachi, who gives hug.
Oh, yeah.
Acha,
Hugging.
hugging mother. Acha, she gives something. And all are not fools. People with whoever are going for testing also. America is a country to test. They can find you are genuine or not. So many people went there and they are coming second year, they are running more.
Yes.
They get something, but it is not yours. You got it at that moment, it becomes a memory. You get a good food, and then after 5 days, it is a memory.
The
It is yours.
experience matters more because of the, she hugged me,
Hmm.
and it was very released.
So you feel that means it comes from, but it is good, it has come to you, but what that? It is gone away. Are you having that now? No. So
Not at all.
that's why this book says you do in such a way that comes spontaneously with you. You can get a glimpse from such holy people if you have trust. But you have to develop. No one will help you.
But
It is you.
Maharaj, if you get the touch from the Lord, it's a different issue.
That Lord.
So Thakur, when he touched Vivekananda, Naren.
Naren was transformed, but all got the same. How many people went to Ramakrishna? See, they got according to their patra. You go to a big grog shop and you take one bottle, 5-ounce bottle, your 5 ounce will be filled. One goes 10-ounce bottle, they will get 10 ounce. And Naren was a big jar. He went a big jar and it was filled. So that's a different thing. So our limitations are there, our failures are there. Yeah, even to Ramakrishna, there are all the direct disciples they went. But the way Vivekananda had understood Ramakrishna, not the others, it is in the books says so. Not this is not to analyze them, who is higher or lower. But it is a question, as we see in the manifestation of their life, it is Raja Maharaj. What level of spirituality? Everyone is Brahmagyanis. All the direct disciples, there are no one is less. In the spiritual samadhi, they are all perfected. And they did so much spiritual practice to make it their own. So preparation is emphasized. No, always thinking to get very precious thing with a cheap price. Cheap price as we go on shopping. We want to get the best thing and how less I can get. 30% discount, you run for that. But you do not know. It is priced up and less 30%. 50% discount.
Right. Jack
it up and then pull it down. Discounted rate. But anyhow, and also there is another thing we have to understand. This, you repeat the name of Lord, there is a joy in that practice itself. If you repeat, really focused, and even unconsciously you repeat, you will find there's such type of peace inside. And we misuse our time. When work is work, but apart from work, we indulge or allow our mind to sit on like a fly on some filthy things. As a result, the good things what we acquire, that negates all the filthy things. So it is very bhakti also. Bhakto has no chance to think of anything but God. But that needs a practice. But these are the inspiration. Okay, so who will read now? You can read that the note below.
In these two verses, the Bhagavata seems to prefer to accept the power of the name as such, though it is tolerant of the view that considers the claim to be a eulogy. But at the same time, it answers the question, what then is the need of long and sustained devotional practices?
Mm-hmm.
This question is posed in verse 30. The commentator Sridhara answers this question by saying that sinful tendencies of the mind will be eliminated only by the long practice of devotional disciplines.
This verses has been commented by Sridhara. Sridhar Swami, he is a commentator. He has commented on Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Shankara's commentary, like Sridhara's commentary. Sridhara's commentary is the idea of qualified non-dualism idea. So he is referring to that. There is a, where did you read? Age 30? Commentator Sridhar. The commentator Sridhar what? Read out. The commentator
Sridhara answers this question by saying that sinful tendencies of the mind will be eliminated only by the long practice of devotional discipline. Only then will divine love as a deep-rooted and unshakable sentiment of the heart be generated. According to the Bhakti Shastra, mukti or liberation is not the highest gift of God to man. Bhakti is the highest gift. It is therefore called the fifth
Purushartha. Artha. Purusha Artha.
End to be realized. In verse 1.101, the Lord says that He gives mukti liberally, but not bhakti. The superiority of bhakti over mukti is emphasized in several places in these selections. See verses 1.20 to 24, blah, blah, blah. It is said that merely by dying at Kasi, one obtains mukti. So also mukti may be had by uttering the divine name. But bhakti is generated only through constant practice of devotional disciplines, and the attainment thereby of not merely expiation from sin, but effacement of sinful tendency itself. Reference may be made also to the note on verses 1.33 to 35 for further information on this topic.
So bhakti and mukti, two things are there. We always want mukti. Mukti means liberation. But mukti is a lower thing. Bhakti is higher. That's why it's called four purushartha. Purushartha means four goals of life. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These are the four.
That's why
Fifth
after
is
Arati, we say Jai Narayani Namastuti 4 times.
oh, acha.
And also Jai Shri Ramakrishna, that Nama Om Namo Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishna 4 times.
Oh, acha. So, but the fifth is given as
Or Bhakti.
bhakti. So, bhakti is much higher than mukti. But mukti is the normal goal of life. See, it has, we have read just now. AJ, only then will divine love as deep-rooted and unshakable sentiments will the heart will generate. Long practice. According to Bhakti Shastra, mukti or liberation is not the highest gift of God to man. You can ask for. That's why there is a song Ramakrishna used to sing. That আমি ভক্তি দিতে কাতর নই, আমি মুক্তি দিতে, হ্যাঁ, আমি মুক্তি দিতে, মুক্তি means liberation. কাতর নই, I am not tired of granting liberation if the devotee asks me. But mukti is easy for me to grant. কিন্তু ভক্তি, আমি ভক্তি দিতে মুক্তি দিতে কাতর নই, শুদ্ধা ভক্তি দিতে কাতর হই. I become really stringent of endowing Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion to anyone. Shuddha Bhakti dite.
Why would that be?
That
Why?
because, ওই যে আমার ভক্তি যে বা পায় তারে কে বা পায়. If one gets my মানে bhakti, who can touch him? He becomes the conqueror of the three worlds. Triloko Joyi. He becomes the conqueror of the three worlds. Bhuh, Bhuva, Swa. He's above all this. And Bhaktiro Karon. If one gets bhakti, then I have to be run after him. He is not running after you. We are running after him. Now, when you are a bhakta, real bhakta, you will be depending, and he will have to come to take care of everything for you. Your nurturing, your eating, your. There is a story. Billa Mangal, there is a story. Billa Mangal, he was leading a bad life, and then his then when he transformed, so he was totally dedicated to Krishna, nothing else. So he is sitting idle. He has punched his eyes because eyes are evil. It is going to show me ugly things in the world. No, his sensate experiences coming back, looking at a girl and like that. There are such stories in his life. So he then took a prick and both the eyes, he blinded himself. And when blinded and totally took these eyes, I am trying to restrain myself. It is not being done. It is useless. So let it be. And then he became totally blind. And he cannot walk. A blind man in India, where is blind man walking, walker and all this in those days. So he sat after some time with pain and this. He sat under a tree. And food, to go to take a shower, no one around to help. He is just a singular person. So he suddenly found that one boy suddenly came and said, "Oh, you are hungry? Acha, wait, I am bringing some food for you. Okay, you want to go to take a dip in the lake or the pond? We call the pond, the reservoir." So the boy is holding him and taking him and to take the deep, and then after finishing bringing food and feeding him, he runs away. So one day it happened, second day it happened, and third day when it happened, then say, "Who are you? Please tell me, who are you?" Then, no, he was bringing food or something like holding his hand. He said, he tried to catch his hand and practically hold him to say, to ask, who are you? Please tell me. Why you come over? So when he first said, oh, I am a cowherd boy. I come here in the village, and when I find that you are sitting alone, I come to do something like this, and I go away. Then I get my food, so I share with you like that. No, then his inner insight of the blind person is not satisfied. Then he said, try to catch his hand and hold him, that I will not leave you. You will have to tell me who are you. And then he snatched the hand, and the boy left, ran away. And then this Birla Mangal's beautiful statement, oh Krishna, I understand. I understand you are Lord Krishna. You take care of everyone. His responses were very simple. Where do you live? You are coming every day? Oh, I live wherever. Everywhere is my place. God resides everywhere. Like that indicative words were there. And his mind has been purified by repentance or doing something wrong, I will not do, rejected that totally, blinded himself for God, so that my mind does not go to the ugly thoughts and ideas in the scene, of sins in the world. I will be thinking of to pure God. And then holding his hand, and he snatched away. Then he said, that you may go away, O Krishna, because I am a blind man, I cannot run after you. But Hridayat Jodi Nirjasi, if you have the power to get out from the cave of my heart where I meditate, let me see how powerful you are. How can you go out of that place? Hridayat Jodi Nirjasi Paurusham Ganayamite. I will count, I will think that you are a powerful person. I am a blind guy, and you can just leave me by shaking my hand. But get out from my heart, let me see. So, look at that. The Lord's fate. Lord has to come himself to take the bhakta, is a bhakta, bhakti, to take him into every day his business. He is the Lord of the universe, but he will have to take care every day of this guy who has taken total refuge in him. That's why it is said.
That's why just a few.
Bhakti is so great rather than mukti. Okay? Jai Ma. Jai
God
I'm so glad you're back.
Swamiji, I read it somewhere that God becomes a slave of that partner.
God becomes the slave of the bhakta.
Yeah.
Because he has no freedom. He will have to run after the devotee's needs. Because he has to. Oh, that story also. The man was walking over the washerman's clothing. And then somebody, the washerman was going to beat him. And then he ran. He took it. Krishna Narayana was coming down from heaven to protect him. Bhakta. But when Bhakta takes care of himself, then he is no more Bhakta.
When Bhakti takes care of himself, yeah.
That's why he says in Bhakti Shastra, give everything to God. He will take care.